Well, hello. So, unexpectedly, we have some new footage of the Dino movie episodes courtesy of TVO Kids. Now, it seems like they might be wanting to get the jump on Nickelodeon and get these episodes out before the American network can up in Canada. Not entirely sure how it's going to work because this is not reflected in scheduling, but they have uploaded this Instagram reel that says these episodes are coming from September 3rd. Okay, so the interface on Instagram is a little bit annoying, so let's go here so we can skip about. It starts with the shot of Timmy roaring that I believe is new to us. And it says, wait, does that say Jurassic?
Jurassic on.
Okay, so like drastic. That's quite a good little pun. I like that. So things are getting drastic on TVO Kids. Um, we we have only seen one episode of these Dino Island TV show installments, which was released by the Nickelodeon YouTube channel unexpectedly and then quickly taken back down again. So there may be some behind the scenes drama involving who gets to broadcast these and when, and I'm kind of curious about what was communicated between these companies when deciding who gets the premieres. So, okay, looks like it may be TVO getting them, but as we'll see, we can't be sure about that yet. Okay, so next.
Kids. They don't look very friendly.
Okay, that's a very cute little image of Ryder, Rex, Marshall, and of course Rhubarb backing away. It looks like these are probably consecutive shots, or at the very least in the same Humdinger lair-ish setting. They're looking up, so probably at big dinos. And
Very
then,
friendly.
yeah, we see Humdinger with his dino copies. So we know that these, we know one of the plot line of the remaining longer full-length episode by Louise Moon is this kind of questionable idea of Humdinger making copies of the dinosaurs to probably take them to Foggy Bottom and have a theme park again, like in the Dino Rescue episodes. So yeah, copies are purple. Makes sense for Humdinger's theming. We know there's going to be a giant rhubarb as well. Um, I feel like it's a not an episode likely to have lots of emotional resonance, but we can't complain too much about sci-fi silliness when it comes to Paw Patrol. We'll see how the episode goes, but I'm not super optimistic about it being a classic. Anyway.
Paw Patrol is headed to Dino Island.
Okay, another shot with Marshall in action alongside Ryder. The Spinosaurus, I'm gonna say in the show, probably the single Spinosaurus is always Janice. In the game, in Dino World, there are lots of Spinosauruses, and in the movie, the Spinosaurus is not named; it's just a grumpy Spinosaurus. So yeah, the Janice thing, which I kind of in Dino Island in my Dino Chicken review, I kind of praised as a thing that was good that came from the movie. Actually, it seems to be a show invention, so credit to them for that. This Spino is running away along with this Stegosaurus. We don't know what from. Could be Humdinger's copies, but could be a variety of other things as well. Could be, roller skating Timmy, for example.
Island. Talk about.
Okay, and then we have, yeah, a pretty decent Marshall pun after a wipeout.
A Tyrannosaurus wreck. What?
I can't exactly remember what the Dino Chicken wipeout was, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't this, because I think Rhubarb wiped out and was lying alongside the others, whereas here, you get Marshall still on his back. I'd have to double check that though.
Watch new episodes of the Pups going prehistoric.
Okay, so another shot of Janice looking angry and swiping at Danny. It's quite hard to see with the motion blur, but Yeah, this is Danny with the GoPro helmet set up on the back of a uh, flying prehistoric creature. Um, it gets into nerdy dino pedant territory, but the dinosaurs as we know them are non-avian dinosaurs, so they don't fly. But there were some feathered flying dinosaurs like Archaeopteryx, which look kind of like this, but much, much smaller. So generally ones of this scale, even with feathers, would be flying lizards. But it's a little bit complicated as to what this is. The show's just gonna call them flying dinosaurs, but uh, when the real enthusiasts about paleontology and dinosaurs are gonna take objection to that. But it's not super important.
Episode
Janice swiping with tiny legs instead of snapping with jaws, which is an interesting
the
choice,
pup
but sure. Uh, Gives more of a kind of King Kong feeling.
going free.
And then we have this shot of a very determined looking Rex, plus Timmy, who's probably rather more useful in this situation, doing some kind of tug of war, pulling on a rope.
Historic.
They don't look like they're taking it super seriously. In fact, Rex looks quite adorably smug there. So yeah, we can't tell what they're pulling on, but
Historic.
I really like seeing Rex,
Right.
especially with his walker, but without his uniform on. Very cute. And yeah, I'm. I think even if all of these episodes are kind of dud scripts, just having Rex back in the show, looking cute as can be, is gonna help season 13 and sounds like season 14 as well with this Dino Pirates episode get somewhat elevated. Okay, we have another shot of Rex and Timmy. This time he's on his sci-fi mount, using the claws, shooting upwards. Not sure what would be looming above Timmy so much, other than trees, of course. We'll have to wait
These
to see.
rescues are
Okay, Zuma in action. Dino-rific, not quite as fun a little bit of wordplay as Drastic was. And yeah, the flying prehistoric creature with feathers has landed on Zuma's little extension to the hovercraft that's used extensively in the game. I can't actually recall. I'm pretty certain it's not used at all in the movie. But anyway, yeah. We don't know if this is continuing from what we saw with Danny. Seems most likely with the prominent role of this creature, but we don't know for sure. Could be any episode, really.
gonna be dino-rific. Dino!
Okay, and then more of this shot, which we have seen before. But we just saw this little kind of hip bump. I remember Marshall looking a bit pot-bellied, with this foreshortening, but the little dance at the beginning,
Gonna be dino-rific.
that's new to us. Okay, so let's try and find a nice clear moment without too much motion blur. Not that one, although Rhubarb's little jump is very cute there. I think right at the beginning is the best bet. Maybe. Let's see if we can do better. That's a little odd. Not very good for thumbnails, this particular sequence. Bit too blurry and blinky. Alright, but anyway, another shot of Rex in action with the very 80s sounding little slogan there, Dino Power. That's kind of cute. Looks like Ryder gets to be in action quite a lot, but we haven't seen him do anything but riding alongside. I guess that's kind of his being in his element. Being nearby and shouting orders is pretty much his want. So, yeah, I think he'll be that'll be his role in most of these episodes.
Paw Patrol.
And then with the shot we have seen in Dino Chicken, it says yes. Interestingly, new episode September 3rd. That's less than a week away. Well, in my time zone, that's in a week for if you're still on Thursday. It's this coming Thursday. So how this will be released, we don't know. When we look on TVO schedules, there's no sign of these episodes on their listings for September 3rd, but listings can, of course, change. And maybe, ideally, in my view, this could be that they're going to release them on their YouTube channel. They could, they've done that before. We've had episodes that have first been seen on TVO's YouTube and nowhere else. In fact, we got quite a lot of episodes like that a season or two ago. And, um, that's certainly possible, but on the other hand, it's also possible they're just gonna air starting from September 3rd once a week. So if they start with Dino Chicken in that case, we won't see anything new until after Nickelodeon shows it. So it's not certain at the moment.
New Dino Island episodes coming September 3rd on TVO Kids.
Yep, so episodes, plural, coming September 3rd. That does hint that we'll get more than one on the same day. Thus, they will kind of leapfrog Nickelodeon's chance to premiere these in a global context. But of course, that kind of wording can be misleading. So I don't think we can be certain just because it says new episodes September 3rd. That means we'll get multiple on the same day. They could, of course, show one new one per day. That would be entirely possible. Or, yeah, there could be a chance to marathon the whole pseudo subseries. I say that because they don't seem to be like subtitling it Dino Island, Up Save a Dino Chicken or something. It just seems to be, they're just treating them as if they're regular episodes, even though really we all know it's a subseries. Um, so yeah, they could dump the whole thing on one day, or we could be getting nothing new until actually September 10th, maybe potentially, um, or even after September 11th, which is when I believe Nickelodeon start airing new episodes. Kind of fun to see. So the shots under this were this one we saw in Dino Chicken, and then one of roller skating Timmy. We know there's an episode where Timmy falls under the influence of Daring Danny X and starts kind of imitating him. A little bit surreal, and
Island
I guess not that outlandish since it's pretty well established Timmy's got like human-like sapience from the movie and from the other episodes, so it's not that weird, but I'm not sure it's an idea I love. Could be fun, could be pretty hard to find any kind of emotional resonance with. We'll see.
episodes coming September.
Then did we see this in Dino Chicken? It's a fairly nondescript shot of a mama brachiosaur feeding the baby, eating some very plasticine leaves. Um, yeah, I can't remember if this shot is one that was already in Dino Chicken or not, but there is something very similar to this. So possibly.
September 3rd on TVO Kids.
This one we did see. This was a shot from either from Dino Chicken or from a different preview we've already seen. But yeah, I remember these Ankylosaurus drinking while this flying creature passes nearby. Okay, and that's it. So I think it's kind of fun that we can kind of detect without knowing for certain that there's some kind of behind the scenes wrangling going on. I suspect people are not getting along very well, and there's a kind of competition to get the first airing of these out, and TVO are kind of sneaking in there to get in before Nickelodeon can. Um, we've obviously had some drama with these episodes. Dino Chicken, as you probably recall, was aired. Well, it was released on Nickelodeon's YouTube and then quickly taken down again, so it may well have been a mistake that they did that. It kind of popped up unexpectedly after some preview clips appeared and also quickly disappeared. So it seemed this was way back in like April, I do believe. So there was obviously some kind of disagreement about whether it was appropriate to show this material before the movie was out. Now the movie is out. It's maybe a bit of a free for all to get the episodes up and premiered. I'm not sure how important it really is for these companies. Obviously, it's exciting for us as fans, but we're a very, very tiny contingent of the global audience for the show, so whether it's that serious, I can't really say, but I do think it feels like they're competing with each other and maybe arguing about who gets the rights to air these new episodes first and get like that little premiere note on the wiki, as if that's an important thing. Anyway, all that really matters for us is we get new episodes, and it seems like it may be even sooner than we were expecting. Maybe less than a week away. Looking forward to it. Alright, click here to see my review of the most recent episode from season 14, or click here for my review of the only Dino Island episode we've had so far, Pop Save a Dino Chicken. That's all for today though, and I'll see you guys again next time.